name is Dara. This is 30 minutes full body strength. You can bring whatever weights you got. If you've got mini bands, weights, I highly suggest you grab some weights. You don't need something super heavy. I've got some dumbbells, kettlebell here. Join me 30 minutes live. Subscribe to my channel for weekly live classes. I'm going to host live core class on Fridays, so that's weights optional, but today you want some weights, 30 minutes. We're gonna start off in standing with a quick little easy warm up just to get things moving, and then we're gonna go into a little bit of a superset with some full body, upper, lower, finish with core. That's it, 30 minutes. Subscribe to the channel. Let's get started right now. If you've got a mat, come to the back of your mat. Let's just warm up, easy, nothing crazy, just to get our body moving. Again, I'm a PT as well as a strength coach, as well as a yogi, so I'm always gonna give you guys some tips for full body, injury prevention, strength, all those things. All right, so let's start off with a nice little easy warm up, lifting our head, crown of the head to the ceiling. So tuck your chin in, ears over shoulders. Start off with some nice postural alignment. Root your feet into the ground. Take a nice long inhale, reach to the sky. Get some length in your spine. Just using this easy warm up, just easy to get our bodies loosened up. Easy yoga flow here. Reach, inhale, lengthen. And then on your exhale, forward fold, bring the arms all the way down, stretch it out. Knees are nice and soft, just getting our back warmed up. We've got a little bit of squats, we've got a little bit of deadlifts, nothing too crazy. Again, if you've got weights at home, you don't need something super heavy for this class, but weights are needed. Knees are nice and soft, stretch, relax, release tension, shake out the arms, hold it here for one breath. And then on your next inhale, halfway lift, flat back, straighten out your knees. This is your hip hinge, flat back here. Hinging at the hips, abs are braced, tucking the chin in, hold for one breath. Nice little stretch in my hamstrings. And then bring your hands down, step back into plank. We might finish with some planks. Again, nice upper body work. Using what you got if you're at home, planks are a great way to add in some upper body strength because all you need is your body weight. Hold it here, tuck the chin in. Again, abs engaged. And then on your exhale, knees down, slowly lower chaturanga. Easy. We're going through this nice and quick to get into our main series of full body strength. Inhale, baby cobra. Pull the shoulder blades down your back. Open up your back. Some nice extension of the spine. We spend all day hunched over stuff. Get some extension in your spine. Spine needs to move in all directions. Exhale, back down. Uncurl your toes. Push yourself back, downward facing dog. You do not need to be great at yoga to add some yoga into your life, right? Who doesn't like this little downward dog stretch? Give your calf and ankles a nice little stretch. Again, ankle mobility is key for our squats, right? Getting deep into your squat. If you've got tight ankles or tight calves, that ankle may be part of the reason why you can't get so deep. So stretch them out here. Walk your hands back to your feet. Let's go through that flow one more time. And then we'll move on, rolling up slowly, head coming up last. Inhale, reach to the sky. Crown of the head to the ceiling. Tuck the chin in. Aligned, ears over shoulders. Root your feet into the ground. All toes are contacting the floor. Exhale, forward fold, arms all the way down. Knees are soft. Shake it out. Release tension. Let it go. Got a bunch of dog fur from my husky all over me. Oh well. Hang out here, one breath. Relax, relax. Shake it out. Inhale, halfway lift, hip hinge. Your deadlift is your hinge. Get comfortable with this position. My abs are on. And then hands come down. Plank. Nice upper body, engage, spreading the fingers wide, push away from the mat. I'm not collapsing into my plank. I'm here, engaged. And then exhale, either knees down or all the way down, controlled. Chaturanga. We have a little bit of a push-up in our warm-up. If you hate push-ups, sorry. Another great way to get some upper body strength, and you don't need a lot of weights, right? Push-ups and planks. Hold it here. Nice up dog if this feels good. This should always feel nice on the spine. I want you to think about pulling your shoulder blades down your back. Engage your lats. Those big back muscles, they're going to protect you and also stabilize you for your squats and deadlifts. So pull the shoulder blades down the back. Abs are on, engaged. Exhale back down. Push yourself back, downward facing dog. Let's move on. I said we're going to do a couple of push-ups. Optional, but that's going to be the end of our warm-up here. Let your heels just drop into this downward dog. Again, if you got tight calves, which is kind of everybody, right? This is a good stretch, getting into those ankles and those calves. We need that ankle mobility to get deep into our squat. So again, my people coming in with knee pain, etc.,
make sure you have good ankle mobility. So this is a good way to work on that. One more breath here. It also just feels nice. Nice little hamstring stretch, right? Walk your hands back to your feet. So let's finish out our warm-up before we get into our main set. Rolling up one vertebrae at a time, we're gonna walk out into a plank. So we're gonna do interim out plank. Now, push-ups are optional. I highly suggest, might as well, right? We don't have super heavy weights here, so let's get in as much strength as we can. Push-up, great way to work on your upper body, chest, upper body strength. So let's do it. Spread your feet at least hip-width distance apart or wider. If you got tight hips, I suggest you go wider because what you're gonna do is you're gonna reach to the sky, and then you're gonna walk out into a plank, right? So I need you to come here where your back is nice and flat, not like this. Flat back. So I'm gonna inhale, reach. I'm gonna walk out into my plank. Da, 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 da. Now if you wanna add the push-up, now's your chance. Push up, walk it back. We're just gonna do a few of these, right? Getting into the hips, getting into some upper body. If you just wanna hold the plank, that's cool. This is your class, right? I'm just the guide. Great way to work on your upper body strength. If you are not good at push-ups, guess what? Practice more, right? Take my class every week. Maybe you do one. Maybe you do modified. Maybe you take a higher surface, right? Maybe you go into the wall. The only way you get stronger is by repetition consistency, right? Friday core class. Guess what? I might add some push-ups. Requires some core strength too, right? Let's just do a few more just like this. Whatever version feels great to you, and then we'll get into our main set. So our main set, we're gonna do some squats, we're gonna do some deadlifts. We're gonna superset those. So we're gonna do a little bit of lower with upper because we only got 30 minutes. You don't need a lot of time to get some good strength. Again, finishing out our warm-up. Let's do one more just like this. This is also a great way. Get into those hips, right? Nice little warm-up, mobility. Sink deep, last one. And then walk it back. All right, done with that. Grab your weights. Again, we're not going super heavy today. We're not power lifters. Most of the people that I work with, cyclists, runners, we just need more strength in our life. If you're over 40, you need more strength. You lose muscle mass every year as you get older. Guess what? Add some weights. So if you got weights, 8 pounds, 10 pounds, whatever you got, 20, that's cool too. We're gonna go for a little bit higher sets and reps because we don't have a lot of heavy weights here. At least I don't. So I'm gonna start with my squat pattern. Again, you've got options. I've got my 2 dumbbells, you've got kettlebells. I will show you 2 options. So we're gonna go into our squat, then we're gonna add in a little bit of an overhead press. So supersetting, right? So hopefully you guys are warmed up from what we just did, right? Getting these deep, some depth into that squat. So back squat. So I'm gonna sit back into my squat. We're gonna do 3 sets. So grab your weights, sitting back, eyes are forward, pull the shoulder blades down your back, again, engaging the lats we talked about earlier. My abs are bracing, I'm not here arching my back. I like this flat back position, sinking back and down into my squat. Now, if you just have one weight or one kettlebell, same thing. So we're setting in for about 12 to 15 reps. So once you reach that, take a break. If I've got my weight here, my kettlebell, my goblet squat. Again, everyone's depth is gonna be different, right? Go deep, go as low as you can, get the full range out of your squat. If you've got tight hips, you may need to step wider, turn the feet out a little bit more, right? Everyone is built differently. Eyes are forward, shoulders pulled back. We're gonna go for about 12 to 15 reps. Again, we've got lighter weights, so we're gonna need to add some volume to get those strength gains. Right, if we had really heavy, we would do less reps. Let's do our last few here, and then we're gonna superset with an overhead press. I'm gonna do one more. Right, so if you're done, options. If I got that one kettlebell, I'm just gonna press overhead. If I've got my 2 dumbbells, I'm gonna add this way, right? Military. Whatever feels great on your shoulders. Again, being mindful, everybody's different. So if you've got some injuries, listen to your body, modify as needed. So we're doing a little bit of superset with our squat pattern and then our overhead press. So we've got a squat. We're gonna do a deadlift, which is our hinge. We've got a pull. So that's it. If you are short on time, watch some of my other videos. Keep it simple, full body, right? If you only have maybe twice a week, I highly suggest adding in 2 full body days. Get it all in. A push, a pull, a press, a hinge. And then core. We're finishing with core. Last 2 here.
You can absolutely get stronger with weights at home. If you only have 10s and 15s, guess what? Eventually, I'm going to suggest you do get heavier weights. But for a while, you add more reps, you add more sets. When you run out of time, we're on round 2, by the way, get heavier weights. If you've got 10 pounds and you've been using 10-pound weights forever, guess what? Those are baby weights. You gotta level up. So I will be honest with that. There's going to come a point in time where I'm going to tell my clients, or you, whoever's watching, that you need to buy some heavier weights or join a gym, right? But for now, if you're new, if you're joining me, or if you don't really have a steady program, guess what? You do 10 pounds of squats and lunges and hinges and all the stuff that we're going to do today, you will be sore. And you will get some benefits from even these lighter weights because we are adding more reps. The volume will help you get those gains. That is your progressive overload. Again, focusing on my squat position, trying not to space out as I talk to you guys. Shoulders are back, rooting my feet into the ground. Another thing that I see commonly, the toes are lifted. That is not correct. You want 3 points of contact, big toe, pinky toe, heel contacting your floor. Engaged through the feet, strong feet. That is your base of support, abs engaged. I'm not here, I'm not here. I say neutral, flat back position, whatever you want to think about. Just have some abs turned on for the squat. 2 more here. 1 more. Perfect. And then, again, my overhead press. It depends what you have, right? So you can modify. Really is going to depend on how heavy your weights are. So I try to show options with dumbbells as well as kettlebells. Again, if you've only got 8s and 10s, you're going to have to kind of play with what you got. And if you need to take breaks, please do so. We are going for higher rep count, but we are only going for 3 sets today. So we're supersetting. So this is our second set. And I'm just showing you different options. Again, if you've got that one kettlebell, you would use that one, that goblet squat. I'm going to do my last one with my kettlebells. So you pick. And you could do this with no weights, but I'm going to be honest, for most of you, that's not really adding much at all. So you need some weights for this class. 1 more. All right, last set before we get into our hinge, our deadlift. Goblet squat style. Again, if you got tight hips and tight ankles, you may need to go wider with your feet. You may need to turn them out. We are all built differently, right? I want you to find some nice depth here though. Weight is close to my chest. I'm squeezing my shoulder blades down my back. I'm going for nice depth. I like to get those elbows at least close to those thighs. Paying attention to where are my eyes, horizon or lower. Again, crown of the head to the ceiling. That is my cue. That's going to be your cue for your deadlift, your hinge next. I don't hear. Here, right? Focus, keeping that spine in line. That is why I'm giving you that cue. Last few here. Then we've got our last press, and then we're moving on to our deadlift and our row. Hinge, press, push, pull. Core, finishing. 2 more. All right, deadlift pattern, your hinge. If you are new to your hinge, practice that first. We're gonna do a RDL, so slight bend in the knee. Here. Initiating by butt going back. Toes planted, tuck chin, here. If you've got the weights, pull the shoulder blades down your back. I'm here, right? Engage the lats. Weight scraping up and down my shin, mid-foot, finishing here, mid-shin, mid-shin, mid-foot. This is where I'm aiming for, and this is where I'm stopping. So if you've got the 2 dumbbells, you can hold them like the bar, right? I want you to maintain those lats engaged, meaning this ain't it. You're gonna kill your back, and you're gonna have to see me in physical therapy for back pain. Your deadlift done properly should be a back strengthener Don't fear the deadlift. This is a way to strengthen your back, abs engaged as well. Last few here, then we're gonna add a little bit of a gorilla row. If you don't like the gorilla row, you can also just do a bent over row. Any variation of row that you fancy, add that in. All right, so my gorilla row here, if I've got one weight or both weights, again, I'm just adding a row. Bracing here. If you prefer this bent over row, that's okay too. Think about keeping the elbow close to your side. We're gonna do both 10 to 12 reps on each side. You can alternate if you want, if you're doing the gorilla. Elbow sweeping close to my side. I'm gonna add a little bit of rotation at the end. One more. And twist. Same thing, other side. Here. I like the stable position for my bent over row. Again, use what you got. If you've got lighter weights and this is easy, do more. I'm keeping this rep count pretty open, but I'm going higher volume, meaning 12 to 15. Because why? Because I don't have the heaviest weights, right? So I need to add a little bit of fatigue and overload by just adding more. So first round, we've got our hinge, we've got our row, 2 more just like this. We're gonna finish with core. That's it for today. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. You can check other full body classes. I do have a lot of just full body other workouts, so you can check those out as well. All right, deadlift. Set 2. Here, squeeze, lats are engaged. I'm pulling the kettlebell apart. Big toe, pinky toe. I'm aiming for mid-foot, sliding the weights down my shin, finishing mid-shin. Chin is tucked in, crown of the head to the ceiling. I'm squeezing my butt as I come up on the exhale. Crown of the head to the ceiling. Chin slightly tucked. RDL is here, right? We're not doing a full deadlift. We're not going from the ground up. Your RDL is top down approach, meaning from here, back, pushing away from the floor. Same thing if I had a barbell. Same thing, right? Couple more here. Exhaling as I come up, squeeze, pushing away from the floor. Pretty light for my RDL. I'm gonna grab my dumbbells for my next one. And then again, let's set ourselves up for that row. If you're doing your gorilla row, I'm hinging at the hips. Sometimes I like to just do alternating. Make it a little bit more fun. Up to you. You can also just focus. Abs are braced here. If you have no support from your bent over row, you better lock this in so that your back is not getting sore, right? A little bit more supported here. So if your back is kind of talking to you, I suggest you modify. We'll hold on to sling a little bit higher. Get in both sides. Initiate the pull from your shoulder blade, not from just your bicep, right? This is a mid-back strengthener. It's not just a bicep pull. Last few here. Then we have our last set. I'm gonna grab my dumbbells for the last set. A little bit harder, a little bit heavier. All right, done with my kettlebell, grabbing my dumbbells. I like it also because it's a little bit closer to mimicking that barbell position. All right, hinging at the hips, rooting the feet into the ground, crown of the head to the ceiling, abs are braced, pulling the shoulder blades back, hinge, squeeze. Here. Exhaling again. Slight bend in the knees. Always working on our deadlift, always perfecting, paying attention, being mindful so that we keep our back strong, but also supported. Last few here. Nice exhale. This is primarily a glute hamstring secondary back strengthener. You should feel your booty, not just your back. Last few, I know I do. I did these earlier this week. I'm feeling them in a good way, right? We don't need to feel the burn. That doesn't mean that we necessarily did anything, but it's nice when you do in a good way, right? One more. All right. Finishing with my gorilla row. We're gonna come down onto the mat. We're gonna finish with a little bit of core and stretch and be done, and that is it for today. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and join me Friday for live core class. That is just core. Weights are optional, highly suggested. Bring your weights, 30 minutes, a little bit more yoga, a little bit more stretching, a little bit more mobility. I like to schedule my week with a little bit of front loading my strength work, other side, and a little bit of core stretching Fridays to set myself up for the weekend. If I'm gonna be doing a lot of running or biking or whatever, just set yourself up for a nice weekend, right? Get your body primed. That is the core, strength, and stretch. Last few here, they're gonna be on our back. Easy finish, easy core work, stretch, and that's it. Keep paying attention here. All right, on your back, let's finish. Let's do a little bit of a Russian twist. I love that. I did that earlier this week. I don't know, I'm just kind of in the mood to do some Russian twists right now. So let's just finish with a little bit of a Russian twist with our weight, because we got our weights. And then we'll finish on our back, I promise. A little bit of obliques today. I'm in an oblique mood. So Russian twist, primary movers, obliques. I'm sitting up tall. I'm not here. Sit bones connected. I'm still keeping that chest open, engaged back. Strong back. Your core is not just your abs. Right? It's nice to work on our six-pack abs, but core is everything. Glutes, back, pelvic floor, diaphragm, and abs. It's all those things. And upper body, right? A little bit of Russian twist, a little bit of Russian twist, and we're gonna finish with one more oblique little exercise real quick. Squeezing it in. Friday, we will have some deep core work. We're gonna have some lower abdominal challenging stuff. I always show options in my class. I always try to give you guys tons of cues, keeping your body healthy. We want strength, we want supple joints, we want it all. Last few. In 3, in 2, nice rotation on your back, even more oblique work, ankle grabs, my knees are bent at 90. I'm gonna tuck my chin in, coming up into my crunch position here, and then I'm reaching. Finish with these ankle grabs. These should burn. I love these because much more effective on your obliques than just those standing side bend exercises, right? Everyone who does those in the gym, I'm like, I don't know what you're working. Maybe a little bit of obliques, a lot of lower back. This obliques, obliques, obliques. Your back is supported. So A, it's safer on your back. B, it's going to target your obliques a lot better because your back is supported, relaxed. Side to side, it's also one of those ones that's hard to mess up. Instantly oblique, I feel. That side burn. Last few. Finish out. Almost done. In 3, in 2, and 1. Relax. Hard work is done. Let's stretch. Hug your knees into your chest. Rock them side to side. I'm just going to take us through really quick stretch series. If you've got other stretches that feel good to your body, now is your chance. Rock your knees side to side. I always finish my core class with a very similar stretch series. I always tell people, modify as needed, right? I'm just gonna guide you through this, but you gotta kind of go with what's going on with your own body, right? Rolling the ankles and the toes. We're gonna get those feet, healthy, happy feet. A lot of people have some messed up feet. Move them around, get those ankles moving. That's your base of support. My dog is staring at me right now, waiting to go for a run. All right, he's like, when are you gonna be done teaching this class? Roll the hips around, nice little hip circles, getting into hip mobility. Hi, oh, there you are. You joining me? Hi. He's like, yeah, you're done. I can tell. Bring that knee across your body. Open that right arm out. Nice stretch hips, glutes, again, as you rotate more off the mat, maybe a little bit more into the lower back. This should feel good on your body. You may look totally different doing this. You gotta find what's working for you, what feels right. Some nice rotation, some nice stretching through the glutes, through the hips. Maybe the knee goes lower, higher, whatever. Let the head be relaxed. Shake it out, release tension. Inhale through the nose, exhale out through the mouth. Again, we don't need a lot of time to get some real strength gains. You just need some consistency, right? So if you've only got 2 days a week, you only got some dumbbells at home, I suggest you hit some full body strength just like we did today. And then eventually get some heavier weights, right? Don't overcomplicate it. Keep it simple. Join my class every week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday is class. Add from there, right? Keep it simple. Hip opener here. You want deeper stretch. Thread the needle. Getting some easy mobility in. Again, we don't need hours unless you're coming to me for physical therapy for some complicated injury. Just get some basic stuff in. Open the hips, ankles, shoulders. Release tension. Shake the head, release it. Almost done with class, let it go. And then unwrap that right leg. Again, I'm always thinking in my core class, how can I make this a little bit more challenging? Adding some weights, adding in more upper body, planks, push-ups. Get as much as you can in. If you've only got 20 minutes, add in some push-ups. Really optimize your time. It's not about working longer or harder, it's just being smarter, especially if you are busy. Add in those extra push-ups, add in some extra planks, add in extra weights to your core work, get more upper body stuff in, right? Again, just letting that knee go wherever on your body it feels right, like the right angle, where you're getting a nice stretch into those glutes and lower back. Everyone's gonna look a little different here. Head goes wherever it feels comfortable. Release tension in the neck. A lot of this upper body and core work, a lot of neck tension, so just let it go, let it go, let it go. Focus on the breath. Inhale through the nose. And exhale out through the mouth. Let it go. And then let's finish with our left hip opener. Glutes, hips, this should feel nice. If you want more, reach through for thread the needle. Release the tension in the shoulders, nice little shoulder circles. Let it go. Let it go. Slow down the breath. We really just have one more move and then we are done with class for today. Hopefully I'll see you Friday for core class. Last breath here. Inhale through the nose. Exhale out through the mouth. Slow the breath. Unwrap that left leg. Windshield wiper the knees side to side. Let's finish off in seated. Roll to your side, sitting up. Let's finish with that tall posture. Nice aligned position here that we started class off with. Again, you don't need to sit cross-legged. Sit however you want. I just want you to focus on that alignment. Tucking the chin and crown of the head to the ceiling. Ears over shoulders. Take this through you through the rest of the day. Inhale, reach to the sky. Exhale it out. One more time, and then that is it for today. Thank you guys so much for coming. Inhale and exhale it out. That is it. Thank you guys so much for coming. Join me. Subscribe to the channel. You will get notifications for all my live classes. I will see you next time. I'm going to take my dog for a run. See you guys later.